I have given up and returned to meta. Probably still gonna just stick to Fiend's Malice as not Fiend's Malice. Fiendsmith Live Twin as well. Wow, I'm sick of this song. That was a mistake, I guess.
Welcome to round 4 of the Italian National Championship 2025 live in Bologna. As we have seen a lot of different decks face against each other throughout the entire day, the trend continues as our undefeated duelists with a record of 3-0 are still bringing decks that we have not seen yet today, although one is to be expected because it's the most represented deck in Mitsurugi Ryziel. What do you think of the deck?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very solid choice. It's become super popular, and over the last few weeks we have seen the deck basically rising at the top tables during events, and I think it will show up strongly also in the top 32.
Yeah, Ryzieling. And on the other side of the spectrum, though, we have quite the opposite. If the most represented deck will be piloted by Gabriele, we have one of the few non-Italian players this weekend in Miguel, all the way from Spain, although he has been attending quite a few Italian national championships already, and he is rocking Cyber Dragon. Wow. Still undefeated after 3 rounds. Honestly, I'm excited even just mentioning it, so I want to see what he has in store for us. A lot of interesting cards, both in the main deck and in the side deck, so I think without further ado, our players are ready. Let's jump into the match. There he goes. Nice handshake, and I think, I mean, this is actually one of those decks where you could go second with Cyber Dragon. He's playing 6 more Charmies, Lightning Storm, all of these kind of cards in the main deck, but I think he still decided to go first. So let's see whether that would be the case. No. Actually, I think he picked second. Did he? No. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we see a Purure, yeah. So we decided to go second, winning the roll, and our Purulia has been stopped by Ash Blossom. So we might have a blind going second deck on our ends. That is exactly the case here. But here comes the Ice Ryziel and is going to resolve.
Yeah, this is the first time we see Ryziel in action this weekend, but I think it won't be the last time we will see it. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to expect, to be fair, because so far it's been the most popular deck in Mitsurugi. And I also really like the Ryziel Heraldic deck, which is super powerful, super dynamic. I really want to see at the end of the day how many players will advance into top cut. with this deck. And I also feel like it's one of those decks that can really play through interruptions very well.
And obviously, I mean, Detonator still, even though at 1 it's a very solid card, but funny enough, what is an efficient way to get rid of a Detonator? Just Cyber Dragon into Chimera Deck Fortress. I mean, it works. So, all the way back from 15 years ago. But for now, Gabriele doesn't have any intention to stop. So much that he can do.
Which is something I think you may not even think of if you see a Cyber Dragon on the hill, you don't go straight.
Yeah,
based on a fusion.
probably some of these duelists that don't even, they are not even aware of the existing of the card altogether. So let's see. This is always the big question. Does the dual drive resolve? And I think the answer is yes, because I can tell you already, outside of those Mulcharmies, there is no other interruption from Antonio.
Wait, shit. Wow, I'm stupid.
Yeah, I mean, we also saw in a different match that the Ash Blossom was kept for what it was the Koalas, but here there's only the Gloria. And we're gonna see what it seems, let's say, the combo from our rival duelist.
We do have Node, we have also, I think, we are playing the Tachyons. 7 Tachyons is in the deck. So we do see that in the end. I mean, it does a lot. It gets you to pretty much all different angles. And do we see a Paralymp? Yeah, we do. I mean, this is the card that bridges Rizals and Mitsurugi. So that's also going to resolve. And yeah, we are going to be really happy about that.
Yeah, especially with the rise of Cross on the field now, able to take the Abatiri. Yeah, I mean, I really feel like now it's become the most played deck, and really curious to see how players face the mirror match, to be fair, because I think it's quite complicated, but here comes the Abatiri's effect from hand, bringing the Sergeant to the field. And here, essentially, access to the ritual.
Yeah, that's all you need. Playing a pretty standard list, I'd say. I guess Ghost Spell in the main deck. And yeah, we are not gonna see a response. We know there is nothing, so gonna spend some time thinking about what to go for. And oh, okay, there was actually art of the boss monster of the deck, the Murakumo. At this point, I mean, if you have played or followed competitive video, you should all be familiar with these kind of openers. It's the deck that has been crashing with winning YCS over in the US. And
yeah, we also seen it in action last week and the French National Championships. I mean, I really like it, to be fair. It's super consistent, and of course, when there's no hand traps, you can really show how powerful the deck is. And what I really like is just you can basically play a small Mitsurugi engine. You can essentially play 3 prayers, 1 ritual, which is all you need essentially, and 1 of each name of the monsters, along with the ritual ones. And as you can tell now, I mean, he has 6 cards in hand, I think. And with the cross on the line here, it's quite huge.
yeah, stops any possible surprise. dead. Damage to injury. Here comes. Yeah, the draw effect. Everything's too close from the Gareth. Yep.
I think this is the ideal opener of the deck. Because with the amount of hand tracks being played during the format, it's quite unlikely that your opponent only has one. But as mentioned, Tony's playing only the no Charmis. But yeah, given the deck that Antonio's playing, is it like playing something to like try to close the game, like just attacking?
Yeah. He does.
Limit removal, like
Power Bond is there,
okay.
all the OG cards, let's say. And he does have Trust, Lightning Storm, and Talent, which are, going second, quite effective spells. And yeah, here comes the detonator. We also still have the draw from field spell, right? Or I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I think it's it. I think it's going for it right now.
Yeah, just checking what names we have under our expertise. Yeah, like it is the case. Yeah, shuffle, draw. Back, I think, but yeah, there it goes. Free spell and traps. What an opener from Gabriele.
Yeah, this is more than scary, I would say.
I mean, you have said it. This deck uncontested does so much. And although Lightning Storm is decent, because he played everything in attack position, it doesn't even get rid of the whole field, because the Detonator just doesn't care.
And here I really want to see what the deck is capable of.
Okay, so we already start things off by having a card red. This time is the Clockwork Knight. And it's actually quite good because it says that every monster on the field becomes machine. So basically Cyber Dragon, if it sticks, gets rid of the entire field, which would be extremely funny. Yeah. Oh wow.
Well,
I mean, we can just set a Cyber Dragon and that does it. And I mean, if you're not familiar with the deck, yeah, you can see.
maybe asking yourself what is going on.
Yeah, Gabriele is just reading. And the tricky part is, if you wanna pop it, it has a graveyard effect because you can banish it, discard, and then it adds any machine. So, do you, in your mind, you're probably like, do you wanna do it? No, Gabriele said it's fine, which means any Cyber Dragon monsters now completely clears it. And we follow it up with yet another free off-in deck, which is the Cyber Dark Realm. And it allows to add a Cyber Dark monster from deck, and then normal summon it basically in addition. But I don't know if it's gonna resolve actually. And yeah, makes sense. We're gonna get rid of it. It really makes me wonder, do we really not have a Cyber Dragon monster? And okay, there goes the reason. We go for talent. Both taking and drawing seems good. And polymerization is the card that is going to be discarded by the ritual monster.
I think he really needs whatever name, and here comes, wow, the Cyber Dragon.
The OG Cyber Dragon, this needs a response, otherwise he's gonna be able to just fusion. No, it says okay. Oh wow, and the entire field is gone. Wow, look at this. That's great.
Yeah, crowd is going wild, and
Of course, 4,000 attack. Cyber. Oh my god. And now we follow it up with a Tyrion monster. That's big.
what is going on?
What is going on? That's premium. Wow.
This is something that you don't see every day.
No, not at all.
And I think he's only playing one Camera Tech Fortress, right? In the actual
Yeah,
deck.
only one.
So, I mean, I think he knows better than us why, for sure. So maybe he only needs one.
Yeah.
What is Gabriele playing in the like I think impermanent stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably gonna be the quick spells we know about. Could be impermanent. And Call by the Grave is also there. And yeah, Call by the Grave makes sense because he was thinking about and asking a question, which I think was, what happens if I chain it to the target? And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and also chain our
Yeah. Okay. So the prayers here now gets to resolve, bringing the War Common back.
Yeah, but now the chain resolves and the Tyrion still hits the field and presents possible interruptions. But as you can see, Gabriele is playing it extremely well because he's chain blocking the Tyrion. And yeah, so he's gonna be forced to just negate, but the Raigeki-like effect will clear his field. Do we have another way to push? And it is a very bigger one, but is there an impermanence face down? No.
It was also very well played by Gabriele here, honestly.
Yeah.
But with the last, I think it's the last card maybe. It's the 2 cards remaining in hand from Antonio.
I think it might as well be the last, yeah. Interesting options here. Okay, and it settles on Cyber Emergency. Popular card with Brightron, but this is the deck in which it was originally supposed to be played in. There goes Cyber Emergency. I think what they were discussing is Called by the Grave, banish Cyber Dragon since these monsters are considered Cyber Dragons. Does it negate the additional effects? But it seems like our judges have settled on a no. And yeah, now we are gonna see one of the other interesting cards, which is this Cyber Jormungar. And yeah, it's basically able to special summon and extend further by special summoning the OG Cyber Dragon. That's pretty good. Either we access infinity, we can do a lot of different things here. What a turnaround. Yeah, Nova is on the field. upgrade into infinity, given that we had a target to activate the card, I guess. But... oh, we do not have a target. Okay, interesting. Then yeah, of course we cannot use it. But by doing this, now we are able to, because now technically we do have a Cyber Dragon in the graveyard. So we can summon this Clockwork Knight, and now we can use the Nova. Yeah, this is exactly what's gonna happen. We do not use the Clockwork effect because we already have the Clockwork Knight in play, but this is a linked one that gets you to that continuous spell that is already in the field. Oh yeah, it's extremely interesting to me that he's only playing once in another spot. Because even here, you could summon it again.
Yeah, exactly.
It seems like it's very, you know, it's a very easy way to do it. I mean, definitely knows the deck better.
I mean,
than us.
yeah, there must be, you know, a reason why. I mean, also, I mean, a second copy I think would have been very good.
Yeah,
but you know, I still feel like that. Looking at his deck, it has so much potential in this specific format.
And obviously, like, it has a huge surprise factor.
Yes, totally.
That's the main thing going for it. Let's see. And yeah, there goes Infinity. It can try to take, and it's going to resolve. Doesn't seem like it's quite enough, but it actually, there is 1500 more damage from the spell. So it's quite a lot. The Clockwork should be 500, so technically 1000. Yeah. Down to 400 life points.
Almost there. Yeah.
Wow. Any monster would have done it, but now it gets tricky, because if you don't close the game out, this is one of the best decks at coming back again, and that is Mitsurugi Raizio. As you can just, I mean, use the X, and yeah, I think unfortunately, yeah, you cannot special summon except for machine monsters.
Here Antonio now considering his options whether to pass and indeed play is back to Gabriele.
And yeah, I mean, just a single X could be enough. So yeah, this is not gonna be the easiest for Antonio, even though 400 life points don't look like much. Yeah, here comes the Vacuum. We knew it was there. It's such an important card now that Bonfire is limited, and it's so versatile. It allows to access Lancia in the side deck as well. And yeah, unfortunately, also Gabriele has drawn for turn, even though the previous he used the Dugares. So they should also check back on that because he forgot skipping the draw phase. I mean, both players are playing a bit sloppy just because obviously it's very nerve-wracking to be playing in front of so many people and on stream. They left to check whether that card was known, and this is unfortunately quite a tricky situation because if this wasn't on stream with the judges constantly checking over the cards, it could even lead to a game lost, unfortunately, for Gabriele. But yeah, I think we should just go back to us. And meantime, we're gonna have a net judge go to the table and try to figure out if they can just go back and check what cards they had. Yeah, I mean, what a game it has been. Obviously, we saw arguably the best deck in the format, one of the best, surely the most represented deck today in Mitsurugi Raigyo just starting things off as good as it gets, stopping the Purulia with an Ash Blossom, and then having yeah, the best possible end you can, ending on a threatening field with the cross, the Mitsurugi interruptions, detonator. But one thing was not planned. That Cyber Dragon plus Clockwork Knight turning all your monsters into machines for a 4,000 attack Chimera Fortress Dragon.
I was also thinking, like, with such an opener in the current format, I think 95, maybe I'm too generous, 99% of the decks would struggle to face that field, because essentially, like, Antonio was able to leave his opponent with 400 life points remaining, and if he had any other, like, monster spell, it's, I mean, it would have been game right away. So I think he was incredible, like, it was such a show-off from him, and like, if you're Gabriele and you're playing against such a deck, after you basically start things off with the, I would say, very solid hand, you're pretty satisfied. You have the cross, you have the detonator, you have the dual drive.
I think you probably in your mind you're like, okay, I won this. Like,
I mean, you have
it resolved. I didn't get any interruptions. I think won.
Yeah.
But instead, it was really with his back against the wall on only 400 life points. And of course, that's quite a bit rough. Then, I mean, it's not unsurprising that given the amount of plays that went through, especially during his turn, but then also during his opponent's turn, they both, you know, didn't keep their focus. They are both not really used to playing on stream, probably the first time for both. And yeah, I mean, it's just to be expected, nothing too out of the ordinary, but unfortunately you must try and keep focus, because the stakes are as high as they get. They both really want to become Italian national champions, or at least make it to top cut. And I mean, in the meantime, I can give you guys some more stats about what is going on this weekend, because we have mentioned the most played deck being Mitsurugi Raigyo. That is true with a total of 331 participants, but Malice is pretty much there, because second place is Malice with 304 duelists representing it. But I think third place might come as a big surprise, arguably, because I think thanks to Dean Kabui alone, and it's actually Fire King. So although the numbers drop significantly, this is 140 players. I mean, third place is no joke.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I also hope that we will have some players advancing into the tournament, and to show you at home how powerful the Fire King deck is.
Absolutely.
And I mean, we have such a variety of decks. I mean, we were expecting it. Like in the last tournaments, we have witnessed so many different decks.
And I think when it comes also to the most played deck, we have already put effort and emphasis on the fact that for the first time after a while, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring has been dethroned as the most popular main deck cards in favor of Mulcharmy Fuvalos, although barely.
This is
But also
to
something
no
that is
one's
quite relevant is
surprise.
that the third most played cards, with numbers almost exactly identical, is Drone Lock Bird, and it's by almost 1,000 copies above Infinite Impermanence. So it seems like the top 3 cards for this weekend are Fuvalos, Ash, and Droll. Those are in most of our players' main deck in 3 copies. Really, like almost everyone is running them. And then numbers dropped extremely significantly. And yeah, it does make sense. When it comes to Call by the Grave, I think it's worth mentioning
Oh,
that it's also up
shirt.
there because obviously, since it's limited at 1, you cannot have 3,000 copies, but it's still in the top 10 cards for a reason. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot to be expected. As mentioned, we have already been witnessing 8 different decks in these 8 rounds, in these 4 rounds. So I mean, it's a testament to how our players are here, not only to have fun, to compete, but play what they are most comfortable with.
Yeah, but I think we also said this quite a lot of times, especially when entering in such a tournament in which you can expect a lot of different decks. If you really feel like playing your deck and you're comfortable with it, look at Antonio. Like, he completely shut down with a couple of cards what is the best strategy at the moment.
Yeah.
And who knows if he's gonna also win the whole match, but I would not be surprised considering that it was quite far into game 1.
Yeah.
And I also really like the idea of bringing, an innovative deck, I would call it, because like at the end of the day, maybe your opponents don't really know what you're up against, how to interrupt. So it's super explosive. You can also close the game and seal it very fast. So
Yeah, and I mean, the surprise factor has been quite the dominant key for a lot of events. I mean, we have already mentioned Inca Buen's Fire King deck, and when you take it a
Why
step
can I still
above,
not?
where pretty much none of the cards are really known, it's a huge advantage, and that will definitely pay its cost. And I mean, being free already, it's
Ah,
nothing to
shit, I
talk
needed
about.
to be pointing.
Today,
Oh my
we
god,
still have 6
why?
more rounds because we will be playing 9 rounds of Swiss, and then tomorrow we will follow it up with the last 2 remaining, and then top 32, which will be just the best of the best.
yeah, I mean, I really feel like that also the atmosphere in the last national championship here was, it's no joke, because, making it to the top 32, you can afford to lose 2 matches maximum, and it's not guaranteed, I would say. So that is why I think the competition is super high in the room. We have YCS competitors, YCS champions, we have 4 men back-to-back national champions. We have Diego Ganzerli, who is a back-to-back Italian Open champion.
Yeah.
I really think that over the last few years the level has always increased and increased even more. And I also expect that for the world playoffs, some Italian names will also be in.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, we play Yu-Gi-Oh! All year long, and obviously YCSs are among the most prestigious tournaments. But I think that ever since we get to around May and when these national events starts happening, it does have a special feeling to me, because the World Championship is such a unique event, and this year I think we are extremely proud to be hosting it in Europe, in Paris, at the end of August, and I think it's the dream of every player to just qualify there. And this feels like the first event, at least for Italians. We have had already some national championships where that's the start, because it just feels like a ladder: national, European, and then World Championship. And it's one of the events where you can also get a lot of points to qualify. It's basically the last big chance to refine who is going to qualify for these playoffs, and that's exactly important. But without further ado, we can go back to the table and jump back into our round 4. And as we go back into action, luckily for both Gabriele mainly, this is one of the merits of playing on stream. The card was shown, and so we could just give a warning and resume play by just skipping the draw phrase from Fugales. You know what would be extremely funny? Because you play a lot of time Wizard 2010. And the golden rule is never leave a Cyber Dragon on your own field. Imagine if Gabriele hits him with his small metal deck portrait. That would be something else. Not gonna happen, unfortunately.
No, but also I really feel like it's not. It's something that you don't really can think of at all.
Of course not. But that would be so funny. And yeah, this is where we left off. We are gonna use this Tachyon. And it still looks incredible. But
it's gonna negate
we are
it.
going to negate it. Makes a lot of sense. Do we have what it takes? I mean, we can draw the cross. What is in the end? I mean, the Rysiel deck, I mean, can never be counted out, even down to one card. There are so many good top decks, and I mean, this is gonna be extremely tough for Antonio to stay, even though he only has 400 life points.
Gonna search for the X, brings back the detonator as well. And yeah, I mean, as mentioned, there's no surprise that the Rysiel deck is the most consistent deck and the most played deck this weekend. I think there's 400 life points remaining are really the key, hopefully, for Gabriele to come back into this game. But it seems as if now he's able once again to combo off, given that Antonio is left with no other responses.
And yeah, as you can see here, we can just reassemble the entire field, get a lot of advantage, and it might just be too much for the Cyber Dragon. Great attempt. Keep thinking, and we see Castel. It's obviously there mainly for what is the RP's Feather Storm in the side deck, which has been popularized by Charlie Futch, winning his YCS in the US. It's quite an interesting win condition when you go first after siding, but I mean, it's still a card that can be helpful to deal more damage, to deal with